I'm Jodi Bakst, broker owner of Real Estate Experts. And today I'm going to talk to you about how you find investment properties using the MLS. Many investors think that the way that they can find the best investment properties is actually looking at off-market sources, such as going to the county and looking for foreclosures, looking for notices of default where a homeowner is defaulting on their first on a mortgage payment, which is an indication that they may be going into foreclosure, or searching for properties that have gone into probate, just to name a few sources. So many people don't realize that the statistics actually say something different. So nationally, about 83% of investment properties are found searching the MLS, and closer to home in the last year in the Triangle market, 310 deals were found using the MLS, where either they had a 25% increase in value, meaning it was a fix and flip, or if you say it a different way, they actually had a purchase price with a 75% after repair value. Real Estate Experts has teamed with a very innovative company called Privy that provides an advanced algorithm to find really good investment deals inside of the MLS. Privy is in the Triangle market, and they're soon going to be in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and Charlotte, and they're also in other markets across the country. I have asked Benson to join us today so that he can show you and demonstrate how Privy works and explain the benefits that you can get using Privy. So Benson, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Jodi. So glad I could be with you today. You're right. There is a big misconception out there that deals can only be found off market. And people are learning this from all different sources. They learn it from, the gurus, the real estate investment gurus that are out there, the guys that come through town with the circus. They teach you that you can, invest in real estate with no money out of your own pocket. And they're going to give you a flash drive with all kinds of contracts and info. And, some of that information is valuable, but they really do kind of take advantage of people and their dreams of being, entrepreneurs and real estate investors. And
right.
The pros, the guys that are doing deals every single day, realize that you need multiple sources of deal flow. And deal flow is these opportunities, right? So there are opportunities, what you would call off market. These are properties that aren't found on the MLS. And these are ones, like you mentioned, foreclosures and probates and auction properties and the like. But if you are ignoring the MLS as a source for deal flow, you're making a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that there are opportunities on the MLS. You just need a more efficient way of finding them. And so one of those ways is using your real estate agent, and you work with real estate investors there in the Raleigh-Durham area. And, but it's a very intensive process to try to find and analyze deals so they can work better as a team to find these deals and get an offer put together that is going to be a winning offer, not just lowball offers that are going to get rejected.
Yeah. So can you show us how it works?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and we're going to start off in the Raleigh-Durham area. So we're brand new to your market. So if you're just learning about Privy now, you're on the front edge of this opportunity. So if you wanted to, to check out how we actually do things, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And I'm going to be able to show you kind of how it works. So one of the things that Jodi mentioned is that there has been over 300 fix and flips that were purchased at a maximum of 75% of the after repair value in your market. And the way that we found that out was by using our algorithms to analyze this real-time data that we've got coming from your local MLS. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to use one of our smart searches, and I am going to look for deals that were done in the last 12 months that were purchased at a maximum of 75% of the after repair value, and look for single family properties. And again, in the last 12 months. Now I'm going to sort these by sold date. So we're going to see some of the most recent properties that were done first. So we'll go ahead and run this analysis. Now we're analyzing tens of thousands of data points and transactions. And so it takes a minute to develop. But once you see this, we're actually going to be able to plot on the map exactly where all these deals were completed and show you visually what this looks like. So let me go ahead and zoom in here on this map, and I'll be able to show you there in your market there in Raleigh-Durham, what's going on now. It looks like a big blob, right? But each one of these little icons right here is a deal that was actually completed in your local market. And as you can see, there's 302 deals in the last 12 months that was better than 75%, which means there was an increase of 25% or more. Now, there's clusters of these deals. Now, what's very important about this is that when an investor is going out to look for deals, oftentimes there's no strategy behind how they are looking for deals. They're just kind of looking in an area that it's convenient for them, maybe in their backyard or an area that they feel comfortable with. But what we like to say is let's switch our mindset, let's switch our paradigm and start to do real estate investing with a more of a strategy. And a strategy that we ask people to employ is to actually go where other investors are doing business, because whenever you're trying to determine your after repair value as an investor, the best way to do that is to compare your property to other properties that have been repaired. And it seems kind of like, well, duh, of course you do. But it's not a practice that a lot of real estate investors put in place. So like right here in Durham, that you can see there's quite a bit of investor activity. And we actually have the ability to dig in and look at these transactions by just go ahead and clicking one of them. And I'm going to open up this property here in this report that we've built automatically. It's called a live comparative market analysis. The data actually updates live. And agents sometimes spend hours building these CMAs, because you have to you put all the comparables in there, and you have to upload photos, and it takes some time. But our algorithm actually comps out every property that's opened up in this live CMA automatically, using kind of the conventional type things that an appraiser or an agent would use to pull comps. So what's so cool about this is now that, because we're looking at this property, we can see the before and after data on it. So this is what the house looked like before the renovation. It's pretty rough. It looks like they already started to do some of the demo, and they're doing some of the build out. And here's the after. So look how amazing this house is. Oh yeah, they staged it, right? This is a property that they wanted to make sure looked good for their but they bought this house for $88,000. They sold it for $290,000. So they had a $201,000 gross profit. Now, when we did the search, we looked for properties that were purchased between 0 and 75% of ARV. This is actually much better. This property is way better than 50% of the ARV. And these are the kinds of opportunities that you can find on the MLS if you use investor-friendly agents like Jodi. This process, now we also track timelines. So this property was under construction for 229 days, 38 days on market. They priced it perfectly for a total hold time of 267. So think how valuable that information is to have at your fingertips, to be able to see how long the construction is taking, the days on market. Whenever you're putting together an offer, you have to put an estimation of what your carrying costs are going to be. Mm-hmm. And if you are newer, or if you're not really experienced in doing that, the best way to do that is to look what other investors in the market are actually doing. And so this one, at 229 days under construction might be a little long, but 30 days on market is perfect, right? So this is just one example. I've heard numbers before, and there's no exact numbers when it comes to the number of offers you have to put out there. But I hear from investors all across the country that it takes between 30 and 40 offers you have to submit to get one accepted. So unless you've got a sufficient amount of deal flow, it's going to be very difficult for you to find that deal, right? So you need to get offers out the door pretty consistently. So, go after those off-market deals if you'd like, but we can provide you a very consistent amount of deal flow from stuff right off the MLS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this up a bit, and I'm actually going to switch from sold properties to active, and we're going to look for properties that we can buy right now. Okay, so I'm going to search using the same algorithm that we used to actually go out and find the sold properties, but I'm going to uncheck sold and click active. And I want to look for properties that you can buy, and I'm going to use a ceiling of $250,000. All right, so go ahead and do this. Now I'm actually going to switch this and look for a little bit better than 75%. I'm going to look for properties better than 70% of the ARV. And I'm going to go ahead and run this search. Now, again, what's happening right now is our system is going in, it's pulling comps on every single property in the MLS in seconds, rather than the amount of time it took for us to do it manually. So here's a couple of the properties that it found. And again, our system went out and it ran comps on all these using our algorithms. So let's take a look at a couple of these. So this is a property that went on the market recently, actually today. It's for sale for $211,000. It's on Marlborough Road. And we flagged this property as a deal because our algorithm first went out and pulled comps. So these are all the comparables in the area. We're looking for properties that are similar square footage, same number of stories. It has to be within 1 mile of the subject property, same property type. So we're looking at the major property characteristics, right? Same as what an appraiser or an agent would use. Now we flagged this property as a deal because the algorithm is looking for comps that would make this better than 70% of the ARV. And we've got comps in the area that range from 309 all the way up to $365,000. And because I chose an area that has investor activity in it, I've got 2 properties that were recently fixed and flipped that I can actually look at as blueprints for what I can do with this property on Marlborough Road. So let's take a look at one of these. So if I open up the live CMA for this comparable, I can actually get in and see exactly what they did to it. So if you're newer or you need examples or ideas of what other investors in this market are doing, here's your blueprint, right? So they went in and they put all new cabinets. They've got this really interesting backsplash, and they got granite countertops, new flooring, made it nice and bright, right? This is what is working for the neighborhood, right? So use this as a blueprint. You can see the before and after on this. Here's what the property looked like before the renovation. Here's after, right? The point of Privy is to simplify the process for you, so you don't have to have all those decisions. You don't have to make all those on yourself, by yourself. So
actually, what's interesting about that property is it doesn't look so bad the way it is. So it doesn't look like it needs that much updating. Not this one, the active one.
Oh, right. So the one on Marlborough, right. So this is available for $211,000. So it's not going to be a huge amount of input, but look at the cabinets are all original. It's not in horrible shape. It just hasn't been updated over the years. It looks like it's got hardwood floors that you can salvage and maybe just refit. Maybe do something to the lot to make it a little bit more interesting. But these 2 homes are very much the same. And so if we look at that property that it's at 309 or 365, this is definitely a property you would want to go look at. So they're easily shareable using our sharing tools. You can save it. You can share this with your entire team so you can get everybody on the same page. All you have to do is just save this search, and the system will automatically go out and monitor the market for you and only send you an email when it finds properties that match your specific deal criteria. So if you're a busy investor or you're just getting started in investing, leverage the system to be like your virtual assistant, which is constantly monitoring the market for you and sending you opportunities. We're a service provider, we're a software provider, but we're also a real estate company. So this is a relationship-based business. And so we've built a lot of training and support, and we've got other deal analysis tools to help you take a property or lead that you find all the way to closing it, and then getting putting the numbers together for construction, and then obviously putting that property out there once you finalize it and doing the comps to decide what will you actually sell that thing for. So up here in the upper left-hand corner is our search bar. You can, if you have an off-market opportunity that you wanted to run comps on, you just enter the address right here, and you can use our comping algorithm to run the comparables. If you have a wholesaler who sends you a deal, you just enter the address and our system will run comps for you automatically. So we're going to deliver you on-market opportunities, and you can run your analysis and do real-time comp analysis and ARV analysis using this real-time MLS data.
So if you're an investor or a realtor and you want to connect with Benson at Privy, his phone number is 844-438-7748. Go to their website at getprivynow.com, getprivynow.com, or email benson@teamprivy.com.
Right.
And you are always welcome to contact us at Real Estate Experts. We're more than happy to help get you started. And thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.